So this is the Air India Memorial at Stanley Park in Vancouver, and it was created with the families of Air India through the generosity of the Canadian people at, I believe, all levels of government, which is rather beautiful. And for the longest time there were no memorials. I think there was one in Ottawa and maybe in Toronto, and it took a long time for these memorials to find their place in our Canadian landscape. But this one I think is particularly beautiful. The architects working with the families and the city and the people of Stanley Park wanted to create something that had a lasting benefit to the park. So the memorial is part of Separately Playground, which is a wonderful playground for children. And given that there were 82 children under the age of 13 who were murdered in the Air India bombing on June 23, 1985 off the coast of Ireland, the fact that we could help with the refurbishing of Separately Playground was wonderful. And there's different details that I'd like to tell you about. I believe this is a slate flooring and granite wall, and it sort of mimics the flight path with its very sharp corners and abrupt beginnings and ending of the plane, which just incinerated and blew up midair. And then the names of all these people who died. It's quite astonishing. It is Canada's largest single incident of mass murder. And my relatives are here. My uncle, Dr. Umar Jethwa, who's 45, beloved husband of my aunt, Sebanitsia Jethwa. She was 43. She was a gynecologist and he was a surgeon, and they were here for the first time ever. And it turned out to be their last visit, and they left one son, an orphan, Irfan, who's now a lovely young man. And each name has stories for each of these dear families that we honor. I see the names over the years, and they become names that we get to know, and Indo-Canadian names, Indian names, French-Canadian names, Italian names, Irish names. There's a whole, what I call, ecosystem of familial networks in these names, and many different backgrounds and languages and religions. It is a little microcosm of Canada, all these dead. And how beautiful to think that we're here at this incredibly peaceful spot at Stanley Park. You can see out to the ocean. And one of the nicest things about the memorial is provinces gave gifts of stones from different places in Canada that had some connection to the people. And you can see the slabs of different types of stone from the different regions of Canada. And somewhere in the memorial there's a slab of rock from the beautiful memorial that the Irish people have in a small little village called Athekiste on the Cork coast of Ireland. And there's an inscription there where you can put flowers. So it's very beautiful, and I think quite an important reminder of what happened that day. And it'll be 25 years tomorrow, June 23rd. And